The tiny police outpost in Begusarai. In Bihar, a group of villagers brought an 8-year-old boy who was tied up with a rope. When he was seated in front of the sub-inspector, the room was filled with silence. One officer leaned forward and asked, "Where is the baby?" Then he said, "Can I have some biscuits?" The boy was fed biscuits and tea, and then he began to talk. "I killed her." The officer blinked. "What?" "I killed her, like the others." It was the summer of 2006. Amarjeet was just 7 years old. He was born in the year 1998 in a forgotten corner of Bihar, India, a sleepy village named Musahari, a place wrapped in silence, dust, and the struggles of poverty. To the outside world, he was just another barefoot child of the village. He was quiet, withdrawn, always wandering. He didn't talk much, he didn't play with others, he just watched. But no one ever imagined what was growing behind those silent eyes. One afternoon, his aunt left her infant son in Amarjeet's care while she stepped out briefly. After his mother left for the market, at first he simply watched the baby. But then something changed. The innocent curiosity twisted into something far more sinister. Slowly, he began to torment the infant, pinching him, slapping him lightly. The baby cried, but his face remained calm. Minutes passed. The pinching grew tighter, the slaps harsher. Finally, in a moment no one could understand, he wrapped his small hands around the baby's fragile throat. The cries stopped. The baby's lifeless eyes stared blankly upward. Terrified yet strangely unfazed, he buried the infant's body near a sugarcane field behind his house, hiding the terrible secret beneath the earth. After his mother came back, she asked, "Where is the baby?" He replied, "I killed." She was shocked, and he took her to the back of the house and showed her the dead body. When his family found out, instead of alerting the authorities, they chose silence. Because thinking about the future of the child, the family thought that it was an accident. Months later, his mother gave birth to a baby girl. After that, it was peaceful. Everyone forgot what had happened in the family. One afternoon, when his parents were resting, he found himself alone with his 8-month-old baby sister, sleeping peacefully in her crib. He walked toward the crib. His small hands reached out, not in play, but with a chilling purpose. In that moment, something inside him shifted. A cruel resolve took hold. Without hesitation, he wrapped his tiny fingers around his sister's delicate neck. He killed her. The room was silent. He gently adjusted her small blanket with care, as if putting a doll to rest. Then, as if nothing had happened, he returned to his toys, scattered across the floor. His hands picked up a battered wooden truck, rolling it back and forth, his expression blank and distant. When his mother awoke and entered the room, the crib, once a place of safety and warmth, held only a still, cold form of her daughter. Tears filled her eyes.
"Amarjeet, what have you done?"
she cried. He looked up at her with hollow eyes and whispered,
"Just like that."
Again, the family buried the secret and concealed the crime, thinking about the future of the son, and unable or unwilling to face the reality of what the boy had done. It was a warm afternoon in June 2007 when baby Khushbu, a 6-month-old girl from the neighborhood, was left by her mother in the local village school. The place was empty, quiet, and shaded by an old peepal tree. Her mother left, trusting she'd be safe, but he had seen her. He followed her into the school silently. No one saw him. No one heard anything. Later, when the mother returned and found that her child was missing, panic swept through the village. People began searching, and there were murmurs. Some villagers remembered the earlier deaths. He stood by the well, smiling. Quiet glances turned toward Amarjeet. Someone asked him where the baby was. He said, "I'll show you." He led them to the field behind the school where the soil had been disturbed. The villagers dug and found the small, broken body of Khushbu, covered in dust. Her skull had been crushed with a stone. Villagers were shocked. He confessed to all 3 murders, smiling as he described the killings. He explained how he had strangled the babies, and when that didn't feel satisfying, he would pick up a brick or rock and crush their skulls. After he explained everything, psychologists were brought in. They diagnosed him with conduct disorder, an early sign of psychopathy. Some labeled him a sadist, a child who derived joy from watching pain, from the sounds of crying, from the stillness of death. But there were no clear reasons. He had not been abused. There was no sign of trauma. Was he born this way?